Hello there. Well, last night I saw all of the Evil Dead films. And it was a fantastic night. Due to time constraints, I'm reviewing all three as one, because I experienced it as one, and due to the party atmosphere, there were several bathroom breaks taken, and due to the party atmosphere, I was reliant upon public transportation, so I had to catch the last train home. So I missed the last 25 minutes of Army of Darkness. So again, I can't justify giving all three their individual review. Plus, experienced, all together, it was, it was amazing. So I just wanted to talk about that experience. The Evil Dead films are classics. I hope that you've seen them. I think I came late to the party for the Evil Dead films. I saw Evil Dead 2 first, I think in about 1999. Lent to me by a friend. He couldn't believe that I'd never seen it, so I watched it, and then I couldn't believe I had never seen it. It's amazing. It's a 10. I would probably give the first film a 9, and maybe an 8 to Army of Darkness. But it's so much fun. And watching them all three back to back, relatively seamless, well, that was a 10. I mean, the experience was awesome. Watching them grow, become more technical, more focused on the beauty. It grows in technical skill and, gosh, what I want to say, skill and beauty, but just the love of cinema, a freedom of cinema grows as Ash, the character, grows too, becomes the hero. By the time he is, the chosen one, the films have gotten outrageous, and I mean they're outrageous from the beginning, but even more so. So I appreciated that growth and watching that develop just right there. I really hadn't noticed it before watching them individually, but they blend almost seamlessly, I think. It's about, I guess I should have mentioned that. It's about the Evil Dead. Someone finds a book. It's the Book of the Dead. They recite passages, awakening an ancient evil. This ancient evil can only be defeated by Ash, who is played by Bruce Campbell. There are many other actors throughout the saga. I can't tell you any of their names, I'm sorry. Many of the Raimi brothers. But Bruce Campbell, star of the show. It's basically why he is Bruce Campbell. He's fantastic. His performances got a lot of laughs. I mean, but I think it's a great performance. I mean, what else are you going to do in that situation? I think he nailed it. And of course it's outlandish and funny and silly, but it's supposed to be. The situation is outlandish. So it's fine. I really don't think anyone could have done better. Really. I mean, The performance was nailed. I love my favorite acting set piece is in the second film. It's my favorite. Evil Dead 2 is the masterpiece. He, is being haunted, I guess you could say, attacked in a mental way by everything coming to life in the room. And he starts to laugh, and he is having a good time dancing around, and then all of a sudden it just starts to get really serious, and then you can see how scared he is and how hopeless he is, and he starts off the scene like even at one camera angle or camera shot, starts off happy, mindlessly joyful, and ends, panicked, fear, just total fear. It gets me every time. Sam Raimi wrote, directed, edited, produced the films, also with several other people. I think his brother, Ivan, co-wrote one or two with him. I think also produced one. Also, the first one was co-produced by the special effects guy, Tibbert. The special effects are classic. That goes without saying. It's so refreshing to see that old school stuff. Stop motion animation, puppetry, wires. It's great stuff. And again, it grows, throughout the films by the Army of Darkness. The special effects have to do a lot, and even then, they still are cheesy, and it's got that combo mix of, I guess it's not CGI. I didn't even, it's like overlapping shots. I'm not even sure what the term is. But just the old school stuff is great. And how just classic it still looks today. And that's what you can't argue with. It's actually there. It may have a human touch to it. It may be obviously created, but it's there. And so is a CGI cartoon. It's obviously human-made. It's a cartoon. But it just separates. Even though it looks photorealistic, you just know it's not there. Here it's there. No CGI. No CGI, people. The thing about Sam Raimi's style, and I think he's fantastic, he's one of the best working directors. He's made some of my favorite films. I think he's amazing. You can see his camera work just totally evolve over the course of these films. I think his camera work was revolutionary, really. I think everybody copied him. I think he even had the jump on the Coen brothers, and that's kind of weird. Sam Raimi and the Coen brothers kind of came up together. Joel Coen's name is even in the credits of the first film. I believe he was a cinematographer / cameraman. So I think Sam Raimi got the jump on the Coen brothers in terms of, style, at least. But I always found that fascinating, how two geniuses started their, careers off together. Pretty cool. What's fascinating about his work, I think, is you can freeze frame like any frame, and I think you can figure out anything you need to know about the story. Now, I usually say, you know, it will look like a painting. It's beautifully composed. You know, maybe that's not true here, but you can see, like, any element that you would need for the story. It's like, especially in Evil Dead 2, it's like every shot, you could see it in a book. And looking at that frame, you would know all that you need to know. You know, that terror, I think, would be conveyed. It's like you can see all of the elements of the story in a single frame. His tone is delivered, you know, flawlessly. He manipulates sound. I think maybe better than any director other than David Lynch, you know, and maybe better than David Lynch. They're the top dogs in terms of manipulating you auditorially. I don't know if that really makes sense with just the images. In every frame, you could tell all that you need to know about the story. I think it's fascinating. And also his camera work, again, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think he gets fantastic performances out of his actors. He has a reputation for abusing them. I think that's perfect. You know, they can take it. I don't know what else to say. I love these films. I mean, I really hope you've seen them. One thing I'm going to try and fit in here at the end. The first two films were shown digitally. The Army of Darkness was shown 35mm print. Gorgeous. Army of Darkness had so much more warmth. I did not appreciate the digital projection. Even though everything was crystal clear, there were, you know, moments of extreme soft focus, heavily compromised sharpness, clarity. The sound, I will admit, was good, but the picture, I couldn't get into it. It didn't seem like it was right in front of my face. It was like I was looking at it through kind of a screen. I don't know. But once that Army of Darkness started up with that beautiful 35mm, and it had some lines on the side, and it just felt so much, you know, warm, you know. It just automatically pulled me in, and it really kind of nailed, for me, because Army of Darkness is so silly, you know, it can be seen as the lesser of the films, and I enjoyed it more than I had ever enjoyed it. And I think it was purely because they went from a digital projection to film. So I missed film. I don't even know if I can technically say that I've seen Evil Dead on the big screen, because I think it could be so much better. I would have taken the pops and the hisses and the lines on the screen and the flashing dots. You know, I have no problem with that. I think I would have gotten a more authentic experience. But listen to me complain. I had a fantastic time. A wonderful time. The experience was a 10. All, you know, the Saga is a masterpiece of Sam Raimi's imagination. You've got to see them. All three of them. Do it in one day. You know, it's like 4.5 hours. You can knock them out. And it's totally fun. Thanks so much. That's the Evil Dead Saga. It's a 10. Thanks.